Are we live? Shit, I got caught dancing.
Hang on. Hello? Hello?
Hello, hello, hello. Ground
What's up?
control, ground control to Major Josh. We're here. It feels good. And you're chilling with me, James Kemp and Josh Dunn here at Operation Magic. I don't know what episode number we're in. I don't. I stopped keeping track months ago. At this point, um, but we're deep, and we're happy that you're along for the ride with us, like always. Uh, but yeah, it's gonna be a good episode. What do you say, Josh?
I'm excited. It's kind of a gut punch, some of these, but I'm excited
Oh,
to get into it.
yeah, I saw some of them, and I'm like, man, wow.
We're going
Uh,
to feel old tonight.
yeah, as you can tell, the holiday decor is still kind of up. We're rolling out of the holidays, and my office is still in disarray. I've been doing some rearranging of things, but this is the last episode, or maybe there might be one more that has holiday decor, and we're back to normal. I have to get my office reset. It's weird seeing Santa in the middle, like late January, but my rule is Super Bowl. Christmas comes down right about Super Bowl, so.
That's true. Yep. We have a Christmas party still with my side of the family next weekend, so a lot of our stuff is still up around the house, but
See,
then it all comes down.
yeah, exactly. So it's the beginning of the end here for the holidays, and we're going. Man, I'm excited for the spring. I really am, truly am. But with spring comes new fashion, and with that new fashion, we should have some new designs. Hopefully, at operationmagic.printful.me. That's where you get some of our great stuff. If you see the shirt that Josh is wearing right now, that's where you can get it. It's the Spirit Shuttle company. It gives you some of the best rides possible. I've got the same shirt. I'm not wearing any merch tonight. Mine's all in the wash from the holidays. But the fact is Josh is repping ours very well. So if you want to get some merch and you see what you want to wear, what we're wearing, well, you can get mine at the Gap. But his you can get on our web at our merch store, operation.magic, operationmagic.printful.me. And that is how we're going to open up this show, because merch is a big thing that comes with movies. And every year, it seems to me that Disney is soaking our wallets a little bit harder, a little bit more frequent. And this year is no different with on the side of merch and reclaiming your piece of nostalgia, I would say. Because this year, guys, we have a lot of Disney anniversaries. And that is our topic tonight. We're going at this a little bit differently. I've got the old iPad up because I had to take notes. I had to look down at the movies, and it really blows my mind.
There's a lot.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Disney animation anniversaries coming in 2026. And guys, this would be a fun game to do for all the movies with the anniversaries this year. I think that's a game that, not this show, but maybe another show, we'll have to place the years of these movies. Or we can look them up right now, because first movie on our list, Dumbo, 85 years old.
Damn.
85. Then we have that psychedelic dream that many of our grandparents were alive for. Even some, actually, my grandpa was alive for Dumbo. So, because my grandpa's 93 or 92, and Dumbo's 85. So there's that. Then we have that psychedelic dream called Alice in Wonderland at 75. Then you have 101 Dalmatians at 65, right about my mom's age. My mom's 63. Then you have, this is where it starts to get me a little bit in the feels, because now age is starting to show on our side. I can make the jokes all I want about my mom and about my grandparents or whoever it might be, right? Or your grandparents. But this next one, or the next two, really get to me, and the ones after, I believe, get to Josh a little bit. So the 45th anniversary of one of my all-time favorite movies, Fox and the Hound. Then we have the 40th. This is where it gets real for me. 45th, all right, I'm 41. I get it. That movie came out a few years before me, but it's still a great movie. But this one came out literally a year after I was born. The Great Mouse Detective. Let that one sink in, friends. Now, Josh, this is where you and some of our other younger millennial friends will start feeling it. Beauty and the Beast. Give me a guess. I know you've seen the list, but just throw the number out there.
I don't remember the list whatsoever. So I'm gonna put it at 35 years since we're at for the 40s is probably 35.
Damn, spot on. 35 for Beauty and the Beast. Then I know this is a beloved movie by many. And I'm going to run down this list and we're going to talk about these movies and what they've meant to us and what they mean to Disney culture and merch and all of that. But the next movie on this list, beloved, very underrated in many ways, Hunchback of Notre Dame. It
30,
is 30.
right?
The big 30. Think about that. 30 years ago. I remember when that movie came out. Actually, if you want to hear something funny and the irony, I just thought about it.
You think, right?
Yep, think about this. I have this right here. This is an original. This is mine.
Wow.
I pulled this out of my toy box that my mom held from all the toys from when I was a kid for my boys, and I pulled this out of it.
And a fun fact about that is because James is so small, that is actually a 2 centimeter tall Hunchback figurine. He's holding up.
You're an asshole. However, this was, I believe, a Burger King. No, let's see. Manufacturing on this one is Burger King. This was made for Burger King Happy Meals.
BK had a lot of solid Happy Meal toys, bro. And
this is solid 1990s style plastic. You could throw this and give somebody a fucking goose egg. So with that said, that sits on my shelf, and now we bring that up and I look, I'm like, God, I didn't even realize until I looked at the thing. I'm like, oh my God, I have that Happy Meal toy. I remember getting that. So next on this list, we have Treasure Planet. Or is that Treasure Planet or is that Journey to Atlantis?
On the list you sent?
Yeah.
That is...
I'm trying to remember. So I believe that is Atlantis.
That's Atlantis. Yeah,
that's Atlantis. Yes. So, with that being Atlantis, that threw me off because
great those and they just go to
and
movies.
They came out right about the same time, and the characters are very similar-ish, but the stories are completely different.
Yeah, because that's Milo in that picture.
Yeah, that is Milo. It threw me for a second. Now the next one really kind of threw me too, because it started out as a Saturday morning cartoon, one of the later last of that generation Saturday morning cartoons. Came out with Goof Troop. That great show and movie. The movie turns 25 this year. Recess. Recess is celebrating an anniversary.
A little sidebar that's kind of like Recess is... So all you people out there who are around our age demographic, you'll remember the TV show Rocket Power.
Yes.
When my daughter was born, so quick rundown. Every night she goes to bed since she was an infant. I've done the same thing until she was able to do it. Just repetition. It's high five, fist bump, woogity, 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 woogity.
Woogity, woogity, yep.
And now she's 2.5 years old. And every time I could put her down for bed, it's the same thing, and it warms my heart, bro. Because I sat down with her watching Rocket Power 2 on the TV. Oh, it's great. It's great.
Now the next 2 movies on this list, they're turning 10. Now my son turns 11 this year, so this also another one that throws me in my feels. My oldest son is 11 this year, and Moana and Zootopia turn 10.
And they don't seem that old to me.
They don't. I remember laying on the couch with my little toddler son, kind of like you probably do with your toddler daughter, watching what he called Mona. I want to watch Mona, Daddy. I want to watch Mona. He couldn't say Moana. So it's like, yeah, buddy. So we'd curl up on our long chase that we had at the time, and I'd kick back, and I'd throw it on Disney Plus, and he was happier than a clam at high tide. Straight up, that kid, we spent from, I think, the age of 1 to, 2.5, 3 till he was able to go to preschool, watching that movie repeatedly. And I at one point I could recite every line of that movie, sing every song.
I see what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite Shiny.
Don't even
Shiny.
know how I feel. It's adorable. Man.
And then I still watch this movie. My kids and I still throw it on. Zootopia. We love Zootopia. Such a great movie all the way around. Rest in peace, Tiny Liston. He played the little fox, the one who dressed up as the little elephant. He played the voice. Died a couple years ago. He played also Debo. Give me my money. So, how do you feel about this list? How do you feel, Josh? Here in these ages.
I've got a couple that aren't on the ones you just mentioned that I feel like need, for me, a little mention. First, we're going to go to 30 years. They celebrated 30 years last year, but close enough.
Okay.
And that is a Goofy movie.
Yes. We talked about this a little bit last year. Not a lot, but you're right.
So that one really, really makes me feel old. But one coming up, April of 2026, turns 30. And this one, I'm going to give you a hint. You're in it.
You're a dick.
You're in
what
it.
Is it? I'm in it.
You are.
Okay.
No, you are. You are. You are quite literally in the movie.
Okay.
I'm being serious. It's got your name in the title.
Okay. Jameson the Giant Peach.
30 years.
Wow. Well, so that's not really a Disney film. It's a Tim Burton film, which is close enough.
Is
it Disney? Is it Disney?
It's Disney.
Okay,
Disney.
Yes, it was. That's right. You're right.
It was.
That's a Tim Burton
film. Directed by Henry Selick.
Okay.
Walt Disney Pictures was a studio.
Tim Burton had it. Okay. I thought Tim Burton wrote it. Very wrong.
But see, and I don't know, but between Tim Burton and Henry Selick, what the relationship here is. But this says that Henry would later go on to direct Nightmare Before Christmas.
Huh. Fun fact: Randy Newman did the soundtrack.
Yeah, dude, I gotta go back and watch that movie. I know that, as a kid, it was one of my only stop motion animation films that I really liked because it's got, I think that was it's blended with live action, but it's stop motion animation, which is sick.
So you want to hear the movie that it couldn't beat for number 1 that year for the top spot when the film opened?
In 96, it's got to be something like. I didn't think James and Giant Peach would be up for a top film. Was it?
When the film opened, it opened at number 2 in the box office, missing out at the top spot to the one and only Primal Fear.
Primal Fear. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking Titanic, but I think I'm a few years too early.
No, two years Titanic. Too early. Yeah, 2 years too early on that. Titanic would have been 1998.
Because that still can't be touched for some reason besides Avatar.
Well, it's a James Cameron film. So, mind you. So, listen to this. It was Terminator 2. They couldn't be beat for years. And then you had, which was a James Cameron film. And then you had Titanic come out, James Cameron film. Then you had Avatar come out, James Cameron film. Is there a trend here that's happening? He might
be pretty good.
Yeah, he might be.
I went and saw the new one in theaters a few weeks ago, and
how was it?
Great. I mean, I thought it was awesome.
All right.
You can't obviously beat the original, but
no, gosh, no.
It was better than the second one to me. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
So it was pretty good.
Well, my thought on it.
What's up?
The blue people win. That's all you need to know.
They spend the whole time getting their absolute asses kicked in the third one. So
That's
it's
good.
it's pretty cool,
So
man.
so those two movies, they needed to be thrown on. I did not realize that. However, with those two movies in mind, how do you feel about some of this list?
It
Dumbo,
hurts my feelings.
yeah. Well, Dumbo always hurts my feelings. It's a sad
The
movie.
older ones don't really.
See,
Whichever one was 85 years old was that Dumbo.
Dumbo,
That's kind of a shock that like I'm
but
impressed
look at the
looking back at
animation,
like 85 years and you still have a ride at the park. That's more what I'm like pretty impressed by.
right?
I mean, it just shows you that's just OG right there. Like
No, you can't.
you can't touch that.
And
So
the
that's pretty cool.
animation, look at the animation in that film. Just look at the animation in general, bro. It, it's
Beautiful.
it's wild. Like for the time 85 years ago. Like that was state of the art animation and it still holds up today. Like then you go to Alice 10 years later. I mean, another
Now
movie.
that's an incredible jump, to be fair. Like
It is. But look at the
that's for
10 year
75 years old. Do you think that is a more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Do you think it's more impressive Dumbo or Alice for the time frame?
ooh, that's hard. That's hard for me because the artist behind each film, you know what I mean? The era that it came out, so what? Oh gosh, Dumbo came out. Oh man, I'm gonna screw this up. I have to look up the year that Dumbo came up. I used to know this.
41. If it's 20,
41.
if it's 85,
Yeah, so
it'd be 41.
41. So 41 to 51. So you look at the time frame of it. It's 10 years. So 41 to 51, you're coming out of post-war era. So you're now seeing this animation style that was very pre World War II, right? So for the time,
Right.
yeah, because you've now had a few years after Prohibition. I look at history. I love history and how art shapes life, as we like to say. And the art, the complete idea that just 2 years later that art style would be used on World War II planes for Donald
Right.
Duck and different. So it's like it really cemented Disney's legacy. So yeah, I do see it as a little bit different. It's not that bad of a jump, but it's
And there's not like
I
a whole bit. There's not a whole lot of technology change as
no
opposed to like 95 to '05. You know
no
what I mean? Like
no.
it's the
It,
same kind of
the
technology.
difference is the color palettes and the art and the artist. So you look at it. So now you're going into a postmodern war. So you've what 45 World War II ends, right?
Yeah.
So in 45 World War II ends. Now you go to 51. In 51, you started to see more of the bubble letters and more of the brighter colors. And then you have someone like Mary Blair, who is a revered female, Imagineer and artist, painting, doing the artwork for Alice. It really shows you the time. It shows you the jump and gap, because then you go 10 years later to 1961 and you have, look at the art style of what came with 101 Dalmatians. Just look at that. Look at that jump. Because I think that's a greater jump in style than Dumbo to Alice. Because with 41 to 51, you had the brighter colors because you're coming into a war era, and you think about it, you had to stand out with the drab color that you were flying with those, the flying fortresses and all that. You had to have something that stood out if you're going to have painting on it. So Disney
Yeah.
was kind of a brighter color. You go to 1961 and you look at 101 Dalmatians. That movie isn't super bright.
No, it's very basic.
It's very gritty.
Yeah.
It's that old dark line pencil, pencil lined type drawings and yeah, you get some of that in Dumbo and Alice, but you see a lot more of it with 101 Dalmatians.
Well,
And it
Dumbo and Dalmatians to me seem similar, and Alice seems to be a little bit more of a brighter
happier
film.
to right, because you think about in the 1960s, look at what we are dealing with as a
Yeah,
culture. And if you look at Disney films, and I love, again, I love relating culture and history to Disney. If you look at the time, the movies were really like in the 60s, we're going through that, going into coming out Korea, going into Vietnam, we were trying to fight that whole thing. Kennedy got shot in what, 63. So I mean, there's this whole era of civil rights, and Disney movies reflected the era. They reflected the feeling of the tone of the culture that was around us, and they needed something that kind of the story, the story of happiness, but they showed the hardship. If you look at like Alice was more of an acid trip fever dream on LSD. And there's a whole video out there on that about like how each part of that movie is just a part of an acid trip in each level of it. But it's you go with this idea of you look at the modern time of the war and going into civil rights and all this stuff that's going on around you. I think it's only befitting that it's dark a little bit. It matches the mood, but it also strikes the tone that there's happiness at the end of the tunnel.
yeah,
Look at what happens at the end of that movie. Look at the storm. Look at all the things that had to happen to give you that bright feel, and you got a great song. It has one of the greatest Disney songs ever.
yeah. And but those for the time frame don't bother me as much because they're not my. I mean, I've seen them, of course, but they're not my era. They're
Right,
not something
right,
that like I'm going,
100%.
oh, look at that's coming out. That looks cool, you know.
Right.
So Dumbo could have been 100, and I would have been like, wow, that's crazy. But
Now, then this is where it starts getting heady for me. So, Fox and the Hound. That was coming. That's like the end of the Bronze Age of Disney, right there. It's right before we start getting into the Renaissance. Like the next two movies are like that dark era, that dark period of Disney animation that people don't like to talk about. Like, it had some really great movies. Black Cauldron. It had Fox and the Hound. It had Great Mouse Detective. It had some really great animation. And the Rescuers Down Under. No, Rescuers Down Under came later, but that was more in Renaissance. But so you have like Fox and the Hound. I love that movie. It's such a sad movie, but I mean, it's Kurt Russell voices an older, I believe, Copper, and I can't remember who voices Todd. And then there's the younger voices. But I mean, you have these, like, it's such an iconic movie about friendship and how worlds are so, you could be from two different worlds, look alike, be alike, but the ideals are very different because one's a hunting dog and the other is, well, a fox. But how you can be different and still be friends. And that movie's super sad. One of the saddest movies I think I've ever seen.
yeah,
But
that dark age, man, it's kind of crazy to me about how little movies came out in the 80s.
yeah,
You know, I mean, I think like like 5 to 10 movies came out in the entire 80s time
yeah,
frame,
I think,
and
yeah,
now Disney is pumping out 1 to 2 films a year. I mean, I think
yeah,
you take 2020s already. I think when 2020 it says 11 films have been created so far. It's two to
so
three
I
films on average
I have a
compared to the
list.
80s. It's crazy.
Let me refine my list. But I pulled up a list because you brought up a good point. I should need to put Disney, because there's a lot of Disney films that came out, but it's like Disney, and we should put it down to Disney animation because they have a lot of great live action films that came out. So in the 80s, Disney put out Fox and the Hound, Mickey's Christmas Carol, Black Cauldron, Great Mouse Detective, what I consider the start of the Renaissance, Oliver and Company, and Little Mermaid.
Yeah,
So they put out,
88, 89. Yeah,
yeah, so 80, 88, 89, and then if you count the other notable films that Disney put under a different name because of They weren't sure what they were going to do, but they distributed them. Touchstone did Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and then they also did Hyperion Pictures, The Brave Little Toaster.
Oh, love that. Now, check this out. I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me get this all the way out though. It's gonna be a minute to go through this.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, this only gave me 5, but Fox and the Hound, Black Cauldron, Mouse Detective, Oliver and Company, and Little Mermaid.
Mhm.
I'll take those 5. Okay, those are the main big 5 that Disney Animation put out. Okay, and that's the dark age of Disney. Okay, 2020 so far, 2020 to 2025 so far. Raya and the Last Dragon, Encanto, Strange World, and Wish. If you wanted to count Pixar, you would get Onward, Soul, Luca, Turning Red, Lightyear, Elemental, and Inside Out 2. I think the 80s so far have it beat by a lot. What do you think?
Say that one more time.
If you just take the list of movies that Disney put out in the 80s during the dark age
Okay.
versus 2020 to 2025 so far,
Okay.
I think the 80s have it beat.
Oh, by far. By far.
Because
time
Disney
was
Animation only put out this, Raya, Encanto, Strange World, and Wish. And even if you include Pixar, Onward, Soul, Luca, Turning Red, Lightyear, Elemental, and Inside Out 2, we're not. I'm going to say this, and it might be debatable, but there is no, in my opinion, there is no movie like any of the Dark Age movies that I just listed in the 2020s. Like Little Mermaid, for example, is a classic that didn't know it was going to be a classic.
The closest I would say on that list, and this might sound even controversial in itself, Luca I like
Encanto are both up for that debate, but
other than that, there's nothing.
We won't know until another 30 years passes if they
I loved Raya. Raya's a great movie. It's a fun movie, but it's not even to me debatable to the 5. So you have to take 2 of those out because, like I said, Little Mermaid and Oliver and Company are Renaissance movies technically. So you think about that, you have to go even into the 70s, and even you say you go 10 years, 75 to 85. You're not going to find anything in that 10 years that's even going to hold up to whatever has happened in the last 25. Because, I mean, and to even see on this list, like my iPad just decided it wanted to say, I'm going to turn myself off because I can. And that's the thing, like I was talking about like Oliver and Company, but even look at Great Mouse Detective. Great Mouse Detective is such a fun film. It is such a great film. And anybody
pissed off now.
I know.
Because like the quality, bro, just seems to be like diminishing.
It truly does.
Over time. Like the advancement of technology, you'd think that it would be just prime Disney movie time. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You have everything you need now at your fingertips. Do whatever you want. But nobody's as creative as they were, in my opinion, back then. Bro.
Because then you go like, so let's fast forward. Let's get past Great Mouse and Fox and the Hound, because I could talk about those 2 movies for hours. Like those are movies I could talk about for hours and hours and hours because I love them. They're fun. Go watch them if you haven't, and if you haven't, shame on you, because we need a good cry every once in a while, even as an adult. And I don't care. I will cry about halfway through Fox and the Hound every time, because it just hits you in your soul. You're like, oh my God, this is what friendship is all about. Oh, what? And your brain just starts to process so differently. And you think about Tim Burton colored a scene and drew a scene for that film. There's a lot of Disney artists or big time like movie makers that got their start in these films and brought us some of the greatest films that we've ever seen today. Now you get to Beauty and the Beast, which look at just the animation. Look at the ballroom scene alone. Look at the ballroom scene alone. I mean that movie speaks for itself. You couldn't take you could take Encanto and Luca combined, and it couldn't fight Beauty and the Beast.
I mean, you'd have to pick another classic to even have that debate.
Yeah,
I mean, like Moana. I've said this before. Is just it's a great movie. I love Moana. It's another Little Mermaid to me. I mean, if we're talking water movies, that Little Mermaid holds that spot to me.
Here's my argument to you for that, and this is me playing devil's advocate because it just came to me in my head. So if that's the case, wouldn't Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty just be another Snow White?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being real, yeah. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I think Snow White's a better movie.
Oh, so because it's the first. Nothing. You're always chasing that.
Its story to me is better.
I can agree to that. Okay.
I really couldn't. I mean, growing up as a dude, seeing seven little Jameses running around, it's cool. You know
what? Out of all the princess movies, that's the only princess movie that we had in our house was Snow White.
Yeah, I mean it's a better movie to me. It's got more going on with the plot than losing your slipper and getting it back and having this whole. I mean, I never really liked Cinderella. To be honest, bro.
Cinderella is definitely not one of my things for sure. Now this is where we start getting into some of the end of the Renaissance and into the post-Renaissance era movies. The last of this Renaissance stuff would end up most likely being right here, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now that movie is really good. It's very underrated. Now let me go back to Beauty and the Beast real quick. You have to remember Belle was our last real. Well, we had a couple more princesses, but she was our last real technical princess. Because then we had Mulan, we had Pocahontas. They were different types of princesses, and they were diverse princesses, and I love that. I love the idea of those different stories and that eclecticness of diversity within our princesses. But if we're going true princess route, she was our last real princess until we got Rapunzel. Would you agree to that?
I would. I mean, hell, I don't even think Mulan would want to be classified as a princess. So
she is, but she is.
I mean, I don't think she would want to be though.
No, she wouldn't. No, Mulan would be pissed.
Yeah. So but I think Belle was
the last
for sure, the last like real princess. Yeah.
Until we got Rapunzel, and then we got Elsa and Anna, and she held that title of last real princess for years.
Even Elsa and Anna. Elsa's not a princess.
No, she's
Anna.
Anna, yeah. So, yeah, because isn't Anna the Elsa the Ice Queen? So I mean,
she was the queen.
Yeah,
her parents are dead. By all things in history, point right to being the queen from the beginning of the movie when they left on the ship to go visit Tarzan.
Yep, 100%. Hey,
that's the thing I was telling to my wife. I was like, I was watching this YouTube video years ago. This guy went off the deep end with like connectiveness of the Disney movies, and showing how Frozen's Anna and Elsa's parents were the shipwrecked parents of Tarzan. And I was like, oh, damn,
here's one
that's
for
cool.
you. What if if we want to play the what if game? What if the lamp that's in the Cave of Wonders was actually a possession of Anna and Elsa's parents while they were on expedition and they lost it?
That's cool too.
Yeah, I don't know where the parallel of the stories would fit, but I just thought about that because if there's that collectiveness of like their parents were explorers and travelers, and that's how we end up with Tarzan. What if they were these really, they explored the world and they went to these vast foreign places and they did this and they had this lamp they didn't know was magic. They got it at a market, and next thing you know, lost in the desert, and there's always been this rumor about it.
Yeah, or all the thingamabobs that Ariel's playing with.
Right, exactly. Shipwreck. Shipwreck, and that ties back to Peter Pan because if you go back to the second Peter Pan, what was it, Return to Neverland, and they're talking about the story. One of the redheaded mermaids looks like who?
Hmm.
Ariel.
I only know one redheaded mermaid, so
Yeah, well, there's that.
that's it. That's it.
So let's go to our good friend Quasimodo and Esmeralda, and that whole film. That whole film was real. Like, it's hard to put that film into words because it was you could see the shift in the animation, but it felt like a true Disney Renaissance film. It felt
Hmm.
like it fit in that era, and but it holds the test of time, and I think that's why it's so underrated. Is because the story's really good, but the animation shifted kind of from what we had seen 5 years earlier, and within the other Disney princess films with Beauty and the Beast and forward. And it
I
also, I think
only
it.
I only liked that film because of the show Gargoyles.
Oh, Gargoyles was great.
It looked the same.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, the same animation style. It looked similar and dark and
yeah.
gothic.
No, one hundred
It's
percent.
pretty
I
cool.
agree with that. No, and Gargoyles was a great Disney Saturday morning cartoon. Long that came out with Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck. Oh man, I gotta get my
Yeah,
daughter on that too. I haven't seen that forever.
Tailspin. Um,
Tailspin. Oh, what was the pilot's name in Tailspin?
what one? Because Baloo. There's Baloo. There's
Baloo. Yeah, Baloo,
yeah,
right?
yeah, Baloo.
Yeah.
Because it took some of the characters from Jungle Book. It took Baloo and it took King Louie. I think
Mm-hmm.
Bagheera was there at some point, but it turned and then you had Shere Khan. Shere Khan was one of the he still played his
Such a
villainous self.
goaded
And
show.
then yeah, the I can't remember the bear and the foxes, or the wolf flying, and then you had Kit, which was Baloo's sidekick. Oh yeah, that was such a great show. I loved that show. Um, you got so much stuff out of the
Wildcat.
'90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then now fast forward 5 years to the 25th anniversary of Atlantis. That was when you saw the shift in animation. They started using a lot more of that 3D animation that you'd see in Pixar films. The story was a great story. It is a wonderful story. Very underrated movie, but it didn't hold the standard. And it really shocks me that it's 25 years because it didn't seem like it was that long ago that I saw it.
Me either. Me either. I mean, I loved Atlantis,
Yeah,
just
oh,
like Treasure
yeah,
Planet, but only because that movie fit more of my childhood. Adventure and catered to more of
yeah,
the young men. It felt like than being another Disney princess
yeah,
movie. So yeah, I know that one
yeah,
is
100%.
bombed on, but for me, I loved it. I
I
wanted to
think
be
it's a great
Milo.
movie. I Hey, Milo's a great character. He's such an underrated character too. Um. So I mean, and that oh my gosh, that whole movie, that cast, um, it's I don't know, it's the animation was just lacking,
Yeah,
and for me, the idea that it came out right at the end of the '90s, it came in 2001. So Disney was on this kick to Jules Verne things. Because if you look at the theme parks, even Disney World had this, the bronze feel of Tomorrowland. And again, this was started right. This was literally came right after the animation was started on this, right after Hunchback. So it's like they were trying to implement all this stuff, and then you end up with a voice cast that had Michael J. Fox, James Garner, as the two lead voices. Jim Varney, I'm just Corey Burton, just Leonard Nimoy, just to name a few of the actors in it. And it's funny because this film had such a strong cast, but it just failed to meet the mark because Disney was pushing this whole strong theme of Jules Verne. And had the movie come out, great. I think it would have succeeded. But if you look at the parks, I think that the unsuccessfulness of the retheme of Tomorrowland, especially at Disneyland, hurt this film because you can't miss with a cast of that nature. You really couldn't.
And how old is that?
That movie came out in 2001, so it makes it 25 years this year. So I mean, and Don Hahn produced it. Don Hahn is one of those guys you see in these Disney documentaries all the time right now. So it's like it's really hard when you're pushing this theme that nobody's buying into. And I think had they pushed, I almost think had they pushed the Atlantis theme into Tomorrowland instead of the whole golden French fry looking bullshit that they gave us, and we still kind of have at Disneyland in some cases. I think that would have succeeded far more than the actual push of Jules Verne itself. Because
I do wish there was more movie theming in the parks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where, like, sure, you have a ride that's themed like a movie, no problem, like Pirates, whatever.
Yep.
But, like, I just, like, now that I like the Beacon Barrels there.
Yeah.
So that now feels more like there's a pirate. It's kind of like what they did with Star Wars.
Yeah.
If they did that more, you know what I mean? Like Tomorrowland, to me, at Disney World feels like, I mean,
you would love New Orleans Square at Disneyland. I swear to you, you would.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm sure I would.
Because New Orleans Square, it's like, and though I love the transition from Adventureland to New Orleans Square, because it's like you get off Indiana Jones, you come around the corner, and you come over the bridge or around this bend, and you go by the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, and then you come down, and you're right by like a New Orleans style like mission that you're going into for pirates. And then you go inside, and you can see like Blue Bayou, the restaurant, and then you come out there, and you see Mansion, and it's just like the theming is right along the rivers of America. It's like it fits perfect, and I love it when it's like that because it's like now you have the perfect theming for certain things, and now like Tiana's there, so it's like she fits into that whole area of New Orleans Square and the Bayou, and so. I like that idea, and I think that's what they tried to do, and I know that's what they tried to do with the Tomorrowland movie, Buzz Lightyear, anything that's going to resemble and do a perfect theme for both parks for Tomorrowland, because I think if they're going to do one Tomorrowland, they're going to do both.
Yeah, that's what I give the nod to Universal for, especially Epic Universe, is that like not the ride immersiveness, but like just walking around.
Right.
Immersiveness. You know what I mean? Like, I wish Tomorrowland at Disney World was a little bit better. I don't even know what I would do, but it just hasn't changed to me since I've been going, since I was a kid.
Right, 100%.
And sure, that looks futuristic in the 70s, but we're in 2025.
Right.
So
it's like watching Back to the Future 2 now and being like, 2015 happened. But the idea when I was a kid watching it, I was like, oh my God, that could be 2015. It really could,
It's like the Speedway, man.
Yeah.
When I was little, my first time going to Disney World, I was like, my brain couldn't calculate how those cars are going. That's so, it makes you feel like you're driving by yourself, but it hasn't changed since then. Yep. There's got to be a more futuristic, I mean, it's Tomorrowland. So what would tomorrow, tomorrow to me seems like decades from now. I think years from now.
I think implementing AI into Tomorrowland would really work. Kind of like,
yeah.
I almost, and this is Disney's loss, and I think they should have done it. I think they should have brought Marvel, like Avengers Campus, to Disneyland Tomorrowland proper, because you could have really implemented Avengers Tower, and Space Mountain could have stayed, and you could have easily had Jarvis, like the Jarvis system with AI all up in that shit. I mean, or you could even done it with it had the Lightyear movie done really well. That whole idea of the Ivan technology, you could have asked Ivan to do stuff.
Did you ever have the games in the queue for Space Mountain in California?
We may have. I don't remember.
So we had them for a long time, and then for some reason, they've been either not working when I'm there or just never used again. Because you could sit there and like there's huge screens throughout the whole
Oh well,
queue where you
we didn't have those. No,
press the buttons and shoot these spaceships with rocks, meteors, and shit. And it was so badass.
that's
And
cool.
then nothing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, we had so Star Tours was right next to our Space Mountain, so we had what was called the Star Trader and the Starcade.
wow. Okay, that's hard for me to
So
imagine. Star Tours
yeah,
right next to Space Mountain.
yeah,
Jesus,
and then like at one point they had like a 2-story arcade called the Starcade. You have
that's
to go
cool.
back check out these pictures; they're pretty bad. And like it was like you go in there, and so what you would do is you go on like you take the escalators, which would take you up to the queue for Space Mountain. Like there are two queues. Had
Huh?
it rerouted, and then like you would get like or take you to the upper level of the Starcade. Like I think, and then you'd exit on the bottom level of the Space Mountain like queue area. You at bottom level, and you be like walk right through Starcade and go into like like you can go and get in queue for like you go through Star Trader, which was the store, and then you can go like pop out into the queue for Star Tours and go right to Star Tours, and Star Tours comes out into Star Traders. It's really neat the way they had it set up. Like you'd walk right between like we had our Captain Neo slash Honey I Shrunk the Audience show building right there too. So as you came out, so you could literally like there's 3 attractions right there in one, and then you had like our Alien Pizza Planet, which I don't recommend anybody going to because you get like a full like large pizza, like the whole family meal, like you get sodas and salads for like $85. I'm like, yeah, don't do that. Don't go spend $85 on this family pack. Go to Boardwalk Pizza
Damn,
and yeah, pasta and DCA.
$85.
85 fucking dollars. Look it up. You look download the Disneyland app and look up the Alien Pizza Planet family pack. I'm like, oh my god, I wouldn't even know. I'd rather go to Splitsville in downtown Disney and go bowling, spend $150 on bowling and pizza and drinks and be happy with that.
Yeah.
At least I feel fulfilled that way. Shit. So then we have this was the shocker to me off this 25-year list. That would be Recess because I thought Recess was older. And I remember going to see this movie in theaters. I was like 12, almost 11, 12 years old when it came out, you know? I was 11, yeah, when almost 12.
So Recess is 25 years old,
Yeah.
and Cars is 20. So only
Wow.
5 years separated those two movies.
That's
That
wild.
that's wild.
That's so wild.
That's a trip right there to me. That really puts it into like some gnarly perspective because I mean even like Lilo and Stitch, that was 2002.
Yeah.
Um like
Yeah.
that seems like it wasn't that long ago to me.
No, it doesn't. I remember going to see that movie theaters.
It's crazy. Oh man. They should have left
Yeah, no,
just Great Escape at Tomorrowland. That would have been great.
right. So, I mean, the idea of it being 25 years for Recess, that blew my because that was a great Saturday morning cartoon in my eyes. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
And those characters are iconic characters. You have TJ, you have Spinelli. Oh God, I can't remember.
Oh man.
I can't
Wow.
remember. Gus. I think Gus is the little short military brat kid. You have these great characters that really. Then you had what? Mrs. Finster. Mrs. Finster.
Gretchen was the braids.
Gretchen was braids. Mike was the big kid, if I remember right.
Yeah. Randall.
Randall. And then the basketball playing friend. Oh, what was his name? I can never remember it.
Who was the big kid?
Mike. I think Mike was the big kid.
The Mike?
Yeah.
I gotta look this up now.
Yeah. But no, I mean I loved that show. It was so much fun. And then how they broke down like all of the grade levels, like the kindergartners were the kids like in their underwear in the in the tower. If you had to go before them, you were in trouble.
And that was inclusive before it was cool.
It really was.
Same with like Hey Arnold.
Oh, hey, yeah, exactly.
All the cartoons, like when people bring up like, oh, we want to have it. Like, we've been doing this inclusiveness for decades,
Years, yeah.
decades.
Before
So I
before we
mean,
even start talking about it,
before it was even like a hot topic.
but because we were all talking about it. I mean, what did Miss Rogers teach us? What did Sesame Street teach us? To treat each other how we want to be treated, to include everybody, to treat everybody fairly, and that's what we were doing with these like Disney shows and movies. And I remember going to see the Recess movie, and I was like, it's really funny to see that. It just made me laugh. And to look now to go, 15 years even to Moana and Zootopia. Look at all that. Look at the animation of that overall. And, I mean, that's that like you said with Cars. Just 5 years between Recess and Cars. Look at 10 years then between Cars and Moana. It's wild.
See, Cars and Recess in my brain exist in two totally different
Yeah,
eras.
100%.
So it's
They represent
it's crazy to me. But I mean, to be fair, this is a Recess movie. It had been going on for years before
right,
they, you know,
right.
came out with a movie. So
But I mean, they don't exist in the same playing field because they're too like the animation, just the animation styles alone. Because Recess didn't really change its animation for the
no,
movie.
no, they had to keep it the same, or else we would have
Yeah,
lost our mind.
yeah. They may have had a couple of those like little 3D scenes when you're going into the inner workings of the playground or whatever. But okay, that's cool. We bought that. Fine. That's within the realm of possibility.
Right.
But now you go to Cars and you go to Moana and you go to stuff like that. Everything's almost too
Well,
real.
Cars changed the landscape of animation because
Oh yeah,
I could be wrong, but it was really one of the first movies I can recall where the entire movie was non-human, the entire
yeah,
thing.
entire thing.
So that, I mean, I'm sure there's stuff beforehand, but that seems to be like the first movie
That
that
really
sticks out
stuck
to
out.
me as being like there are no human characters in this movie.
Right. They didn't. Yeah, because I was gonna say, well, even Great Mouse Detective I think had human characters. So it's like, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, you had at least
One or two.
somebody there
Right.
playing some role, but the whole Cars
Yeah.
world is
No.
strictly vehicles. I mean,
It's
down to the
wild.
pit crew, down to everything.
Everything. Yeah. Everything. 100%. No, that's wild to me. And then again, you go to another strictly animal world, Zootopia. There are no, adults there. It's all strictly animals. There's no humans. It's like, but that movie again is talking about inclusivity, and it's talking about how change can happen. I like the story of Zootopia because it's showing how animals could interact and how they
Mm.
interact technically in a world of where they're bringing all worlds together. Because if you go that train ride where you have Giselle, aka Shakira, playing in the background, and she's going through each of the worlds, and you can see how like, okay, these animals would all cohabitate here, and they wouldn't go to this other part of whatever Zootopia is, unless they had to. And then you get it down to why the whole mystery of it all. I like the whole detective story that they played with it as well to show you every facet. So, and it's a great voice cast, a fun voice cast. And I think having Jason Bateman play Nick Wilde is such a great call.
You also have well, that's Zootopia 2, I think. Isn't Macaulay Culkin in Zootopia 2?
Yeah, he's in Zootopia too.
I
Him,
didn't see
Hundred
it.
Quay. You have. Oh, there's so many voices, and you'd have to look at the voice cast to really see how many voices they got because they got a lot. Like
I
that.
can't believe. I still can't believe Moana's 10 years old.
Right, Moana. I tried to kind of gloss over that because my son's going to be 11 this year, and he's 10, And I laid and I watched that movie. Hey Hey's got to be one of my favorite characters ever. Actually, for Christmas, one of my favorite gifts I got was I can't remember who got it for me, but it was a Hey shirt that says boat snack. Oh, I love it.
Bro, okay, here's something I just Googled. Frozen is 12 years old.
Okay.
Frozen and Moana do not seem to be 2 years apart.
They don't. They really
Not
don't.
even close to that. I thought Frozen was older by way more. That's
No,
crazy.
yeah. Well, if you look now, go look at the age between that and Tangled,
Oh,
because Tangled came out in the mid 2010s.
yeah, well, it came out in 2010.
2010, yeah. So it's 2010. So look at that.
Wow, so Tangled came up before Frozen?
Yeah,
Wow, I thought it was switched. Holy shit.
yeah. So we're looking at
Mm.
26 years of Tangled.
Oh, and isn't it? I like that they named it that.
Yeah.
That's such a clever name for a Rapunzel movie.
Yeah. Well, it's really punny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like, I'm excited to hear. I'm not excited, but I'm excited to see what they might do with a live action Tangled.
ChatGPT says it's the first fully CGI Disney princess film.
It was.
Wow.
And for being the first fully CGI Disney princess film, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. I think it's honestly better than Frozen.
You do?
I do.
I think just the soundtrack of Frozen and Olaf make it better.
But that's that. I think that's why everybody loves Frozen so much. But go back and listen to the Tangled soundtrack. You'll have to go back and listen to it. That movie.
I'll watch with my daughter tomorrow.
I think Tangled is a much better movie because there wasn't really any the villains in Frozen didn't really okay. I could see that. That's a little bit predictable.
Well, the villains in Frozen are the main characters.
Yeah,
that's the interesting part.
But I like I like that idea of it. But you lose something as well. You lose a lot because you look at if you have like Mother Gothel. Mother Gothel's a bad bitch.
Bad Mama Jamma.
She is. She's like that. You talk about manipulation to the max. You talk about Stockholm syndrome to the max. Like look at Rapunzel. Like she did not want to leave that tower, but she did. And she got there. She was like so like she didn't even know what to do with herself. Like that was a real existential crisis for her. It's like, and Maximus has got to be one of the greatest characters ever.
Yeah.
So Maximus is, yeah, and yeah, and you got Pascal. Pascal's great as well. But I mean, I just honestly think that the villain setup. I love the fuzzy. Was it the snuggly duckling bar that they threw in there? The old man Cupid kills me. That whole movie is so great, and it plays to the lightheartedness, and I think Frozen had some of that lightheartedness, but it really took it to the darker side of things too. And
well, thanks for making me feel old, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm older than you, so imagine how
and happy birthday, by the way. If you guys don't know, James's birthday was right after Christmas.
It's right after Christmas. Yeah, we didn't talk about it on the show. I glossed over that.
Yeah, you're supposed to wear a party hat and be half naked.
Yeah, well, no one's getting me in my birthday suit. That ain't happening. Yikes! Nobody wants to see that. No, I truly feel old. This topic was a good topic, though. I really do because it allows you to analyze the idea of animation first and foremost, cultural, like how culture plays into it. Like we stopped talking about it in the 60s because it really didn't play into it after the fact. There wasn't a whole lot of cultural stuff that needed to be happening. you know, there's no cultural significance, and I think that's something that Disney is missing out on today. To really close up that thought, is that cultural significance and really looking at where the world is at and what animation needs, because animation drives a story, and as someone who writes and someone who does the movie making thing, you want a good story, but you want it to reflect kind of what's going on around you in that moment. And I think Disney's trying to keep it too one-sided with the animation, and that's why I'm looking forward to see what this new animation drawback to 2D animation with Gato is going to look like.
I think that if I had to give Disney an idea to be culturally relevant right now, my idea would be on a movie that tackled loneliness in a hyper developed online society.
Yeah, and I think we need to talk about this. There's going to be an episode, Toy Story 5, because that's where they're headed, is with tablets and tablets versus toys.
When does that come out? Because we can do a
Oh man, let's see. Toy Story 5. 2026 comes out this year.
June.
It comes June. So this June, yeah, we'll have to do a review of it.
Yeah, we will, because I'm
going to go see it.
I'm excited.
I've seen all of them.
To see how they do that.
I've seen every single one but the second one in theaters.
Oh really?
That's the only one I because I it was an afterthought. You know, I was a little bit older when it came out, when Toy Story 2 came out, and I was kind of past that, you know, Toy Story age. But then it took so long for Toy Story 3, and I kind of grew a love for Toy Story 2 over that time when I discovered it when I was overseas deployed, and I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty good film. I should have gotten more into this. And so I'm excited to see 5, because 5 I think should be a good button up to the whole film and the whole story.
Tablets, bro. All right.
Yep.
Well, good shit.
So we got close up shop here, guys. Last minute housekeeping things. We got to shout out our sponsors real fast before we get out of here. Was going to mention Magic Done Right Travel. Yes, that wonderful Tim Dunn. Back at it for 2026, friends. And if you need all those travel needs, or if you've seen any of our memes over at our Instagram at Operation Magic Pod that we mentioned her in, people leave happy. They're happy campers. You and your besties will leave the airport knowing that you have your rental car, your hotel, your tickets, whatever you're doing, whether it's opera, whether it's sporting events, whether it's Disney, whatever you're doing, she's got you. Did I sum that up pretty well, Josh?
Pretty good.
All right.
Good. I haven't sold any opera tickets yet, but we're down.
Yeah.
We're down.
Hey, opera. I've heard of people. There's some good Broadway shows.
Some Broadway shows.
I mean, yeah. Phantom of the Opera's on another huge run, so go get your tickets for that. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff out there. A lot. So go see some good shows. Also, we do have our friends over at Signs of Amusement. They're not only just a sign-making business, they also have their own podcast. Check them out. They do games, give away prizes. They're a fun group of people. We have been invited as guests. I was on a guest spot over the new year with them, and Josh could not make it. So I represented us well. Josh showed up in the chat and made fun of me. It was good times.
What are you gonna do? You know?
Hey. Yeah, I can't defend myself when you're in the chat. I can, but I'm like, I can't. But we've been invited back. So if you guys check out our Instagram, like I said, I'm going to keep pushing that over at Operation Magic Pod at the Instagram and YouTube as well. Check out our show here at YouTube at Operation Magic Pod. But they want us both on, because Em over there wanted to take me home, hang me in her closet, put me on a shelf like an elf, hide me under her. Yeah, it was wild. It was a good time. They're a crazy group over there at Signs of Amusement. They're fun people. Check out their merch over at signsofamusement.com. They're a wonderful group to sponsor us, and we appreciate them. Signs should be in the mail. It's after the new year. I saw my sign actually on the live. Jason has been super busy. They are solid, dude. Those signs are solid.
I don't even know what I'm getting.
Yeah, have you put your... Did you tell him what you wanted? Put
I
your
haven't.
order in. That's why
No,
you haven't gotten yours yet.
I thought maybe I had to wait on them or something. I didn't want to like
No.
bother
You
them.
need get your order
Mm.
in.
All right,
He's
all right. I'll message
waiting on
them.
you, bro. Yeah, waiting on you. Get a hold of Jason and the crew over there. Jason, Steve, everybody over there, our UK friends over at Science of Amusement. Thank you for allowing us to be part of that. I truly appreciate it. Josh appreciates it. So yeah, they're a proud sponsor of our show. Our good friend Lou over at Two Marines Who Disney, antiquities, and everything of that nature of Disney sorts. If you're looking for rare Disney stuff like this good old Horseshoe original production run from the Golden Horseshoe or rare autographs, he has the tie in to get it. So reach out to him at twomarineswhodisney@gmail.com. Last but not least, our good friend Matthew O'Brien over at Skullface Project. Yes, the Skullface Project. Wonderful Deadhead community member. He's does great artwork. He does some of our art on some of our t-shirts over at Operation Magic.printful.me. Yes, I said it again. Plug the t-shirts. Want to get more of those sold this year, guys. Buy. Sell. Hey, we make money. No. Oh, what is Josh doing? Is he pulling out? He is. Look at this guy. I own the Dick Tracy. I don't have the hoodie. I have the shirt. I own the Scrooge in the shirt. I have a couple.
We always
of them.
talk about it, but we don't
ever
give them a
show it.
little. We don't give a little show here. So
I love the Scrooge. That Scrooge shirt is so rad.
That's our products here at the site, but these are the Matthew O'Brien Skullface designs here for you guys. So
I love that Gonzo because the Gonzo is a double entendre. That's such a fun double entendre. Dr. Teeth always solid. We got the patches. Dr. Teeth.
Go.
Yeah. So guys, get his merch. It's actually relatively good pricing considering it is custom art. I know it seems like $60 for a sweater, $50 for a sweater, but I'm telling you, we are not making money off of these. We want these.
No.
These are at the lowest price possible we can get them for you. We just, with those, we're profit sharing, and any money we make off of those goes to get us more art from him. It's to help to get him more recognition. You know, Matt is a great guy. I love Matt O'Brien. I know him personally, and I would do anything to get his art out there like he would do our show. So thank you, Matt. And again, so I've done that. All right. Yeah, I think we're solid. Oh yeah. Again, follow us, like, subscribe, smash those buttons, go to Instagram. We're there. We're on Apple. We're going to be on Apple this year. We're on Spotify as it sits. Just keep plugging away, guys. We love every one of you. And Josh, what do you got? Any last words? I know I've talked a lot here the last couple minutes.
No, I just appreciate you guys. We had a strong 2025, being that this whole thing was just officially rolling at the very end of August. So if we were able to do with your guys' help what we've been able to do so far in 2025, I'm really excited for 26. So
dude, and one quarter of play. Guys.
Yeah, to just get to the point where we were able to give stuff away and go live and have fun, and because Instagram and YouTube require you to reach a certain amount of followage and subscribers to go live on those things. So just that's a huge milestone for us. So
and to give stuff away, I mean, I'm so grateful to be able to do that. And there'll be another one this year.
We thank you guys. We love y'all, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one. All right, squad, listen up. You already know who we are. We are the Operation Magic Podcast. Disney loving, dad run, veteran built. Every week, we're here bringing you that magic straight to the veins. And now we've got something even bigger. It's official, guys. The Operation Magic merch. Those t-shirts, those hoodies, the mugs, stickers, you name it. All Disney inspired, all made for the Operation Magic squad. This isn't just gear. This is the uniform. You throw this on, you're not just a fan. You're a part of the family. Every piece supports this show. keeps the mission alive, and helps us keep bringing laughs, the stories, and the magic every single week. So what are you waiting for? Hit operationmagic.printful.me right now. Grab your gear and show the world who you are rolling with. Operation Magic. Rep the magic. Rep the squad.